Hey guys, it's story time. Episode 16, and I just wanted to share with you, before I went live, like I was about to go live, then all of a sudden it wouldn't let me because before then God told me to read and study it again, and I didn't listen. But then I tried to live stream, but I couldn't. So that meant right there I needed to study. So I went back and I studied. You know, it wasn't something that I wanted to do, but it's one that the Lord wanted me to do. So yeah. So I just had to tell you guys that. And we're going to be reading out of the Classic Children's Bible Storybook. And today's Bible story is A Very Special Child. Here's the pictures for that. There's Abraham right here. There's Sarah. There's Isaac, baby Isaac, right there. And we're being joined by Stampy Jr. and Patrick Square. So yeah. Let's get started, shall we? A Very Special Child, Genesis chapter 21, verse 1 through 7. The Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he had promised. She became pregnant and she gave birth to a son for Abraham in his old age. This happened at just the time God had said it would. And Abraham named their son Isaac. Sarah declared, God has brought me laughter. All who hear about this will laugh with me. Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I have given Abraham a son in his old age. Genesis chapter 21 verse 1 Genesis chapter 21, verse 1 through 3, 6 through 7. The Lord's promise of a miracle to Abraham and Sarah came true. The Lord's promise of a miracle to Abraham and Sarah came true. Of course, they were already old when their son was born. Would you believe Abraham was 100 years old? They had long since given up on the dream of having a child of their own. Ah, what an amazing day it was for this couple. Their son's name was Isaac. In their language. The name meant laughter. Only 12 months earlier, Sarah had laughed in disbelief at the thought of them having a child in their old age. Now it was a different story. Abraham and Sarah laughed in delight because the Lord had done such a marvelous thing for them. And everyone who heard of their joy could not help but join in their laughter. So what I think this Bible story means to me is that that the Lord, like when He promises something, He will keep it. He will keep all of His promises. He will not He will not lie to us. He will not make mistakes. Jesus is perfect. God is perfect. And, so Jesus and God is perfect. So keep that in mind. And so that the Bible story means to me is, well, what this Bible story means to me is that the Lord told, well, the Lord sent three visitors, and Abraham receives three visitors, like in in the other story. But and Abraham just accepts them in, and one of them tells Abraham's wife Sarah that she's going to have a son, within a year's time, and Sarah didn't believe that, so really, well, she laughed, and really she was laughing at God because that was God's three visitors. And so, but God answered, God, let this happen still after Sarah laughed at God. And, we shouldn't laugh at God, but only with joy. That's what it says over here in the last story. When the Lord makes a promise, we should never laugh, unless, of course, we laugh with joy. So we should laugh with joy, not, to laugh to make fun of. And, so when she had the child, they named it Isaac. And it says right here, their son's name was Isaac. In their language, the name meant laughter. Only 12 months earlier, Sarah had laughed in disbelief at the thought of them having a child in their old age. Now it was a different story. Abraham and Sarah laughed in delight because the Lord had done such a marvelous thing for them, and everyone who heard of their joy could not help but join in their laughter. So, she had the baby, and they named it Isaac, and in their language, Isaac meant laughter because they laughed. Sarah laughed at God, and that changed around pretty quick after she had it, because Abraham and Sarah both laughed in really joy, and like what the Lord wanted. They laughed with joy with what the Lord gave them, and when everyone else seen what happened, what miracles happened that God has given them, they laughed with joy as well, because they couldn't help it, because it was from God. So yeah. And let's see. And it says here, they had long since given up on the dream of having a child of their own. Ah, what an amazing day it was for this couple. And this would have been amazing because he was 100 years old. And it says, would you believe Abraham was 100 years old? And, it was, but that was in the biblical times. It could still happen today, but only unless God wanted it to happen. But, it'd have been amazing to see. But we know it's real because it's from the Bible. And we know that the Lord, some of us don't, but the Lord is real out there. The Lord is real, and He's always with us. He's with us now. He's with us forever. He's with us through the bad times, through the good times. And I just want to stop right there, and I think that's all that I need to say. But next week's Bible story is this. Here's the picture. And it's Abraham's terrible task. So, I don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah. So, yeah, guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to all my other channels, but don't forget especially that Jesus saves, and don't forget to eat some Oreos on my other channel, and God bless.